All right, quick recall today from class, computer science. We went over representing text, that is Unicode really, decimal encodings, string basics, string formatting, those replacement, they called replacement fields, and then formatting specifications. As far as the formatting specifications go, that's a little bit where we learned a little bit of things. Like if you use F as a formatting specification, you're denoting it as floating point, and it's going to output a minimum of 6, or it's going to output 6 digits after the decimal. So that's good to know. If you don't add a formatting specification, it's going to output a what? A string. We talked about, if you use a number, I believe if you just use a number as a formatting specification, it's going to actually reserve that many spaces minimum for the output, and this helps you to like create like columns and like structured outputs. And talked about it within string basics, concatenation and repetition using essentially the multiplication symbol, the asterisk, and then type change. So implicit conversion, type conversion, explicit conversion, implicit conversion, string int, float. We also talked about within string basics the len function, which will tell you the length, and then the bracket notation after a string variable to pull out a specific character within the string. So that's everything for today. I will talk to you later today. What up? We're back for computer science. What were we learning about yesterday? What was the big picture, high level overview? If else, if else, branches, logic, control structures, pretty simple stuff. Quality operators, not operators, are they? It checks if it's true. It's a double equal sign. If the two things are true or the same, it outputs true. If the two things are not the same, not equal, outputs false. That is a Boolean type, true or false. A Boolean type is either true or false. It only has two options. Then we learned about the inequality operator, exclamation point, equal sign. It checks if the two things are unequal. If they're unequal, then it outputs true. If they're not, if they are equal, then it outputs false. Yep. All right, I'm gonna jump back in, and then I'll be back to recall in a bit. All right, guys, we finished up lecture 7. As much as I wanted to just continue working on the project I was working on, which was in a math module program, I decided to, when the timer ended, just stop, interleave the practice, space the practice a little more. So we'll be back in a little bit. We'll be back in about an hour, maybe even 30 minutes. I gotta go take something out of the laundry though, I just remembered. Anyway, the one thing we did learn today was basically elif is the term you use for if else, or else if I should say. ELIF, that's elif, else if. So that's it for right now. I'll talk to you later today. See ya. All right, it's been a pretty successful day. Let's finish it out with some more computer science. Let's go. I'll be back to recall in a bit. All right, guys, today I went ahead and finished one of those small projects. This was using math modules. This was a good refresher because I had forgotten a lot of how to do this stuff. So when you're importing a library, you've got to when you're calling a function from within the library, you call the library first, dot the function. And so the functions we used were power, like exponent, so that's POW. Absolute value is FABS, fabs, and square root is SQRT, and that's all after math dot then that. So on top of that, I went ahead and got Respondus lockdown browser set up and completed the mandatory quiz to check that I set it up. So that's all ready. We'll do another. Oh shoot. Yeah, it's Monday, so tomorrow will be Tuesday. These things are due Thursday. These many small projects, I think we only have one left, so we're gonna have like 2 days of buffer. Where at least one of those days I'm gonna go back and do some. Maybe both days I'll do some practice problems that we had in class that we didn't get to. So that's a great use of time for studying. So that's it for today. I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.